y'all up in this motherfucker to go ahead and recap Real Housewives of Atlanta. Y'all know I have been looking forward to Real Housewives of Atlanta as well as Love and Hip Hop New York. And if y'all haven't seen my Love and Hip Hop recap from the first episode, y'all, I don't know what the hell y'all are waiting for. I will link it down below, or you can check it out. I'll put the annotation right over. Cheer. You will die, okay? If you haven't even seen the show, because I know a lot of y'all were telling me that you don't even watch the show, want to watch the show. Y'all, it's just worth it to just see the buffoonery. Anyway, watch the recap. You will laugh your ass off because the shit's cray-cray. However, we on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, which, if y'all saw last night's new episode, the first episode, it looks like it's gonna be juicy as motherfucker. This whole season looks like there's gonna be all kinds of cray-cray, and they did not disappoint, showing a few of what's gonna be coming in this particular season. So we're gonna have a good month of recapping all these crazy ass reality shows. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get started. So before we even go into the actual episode itself, I have to discuss one moment in time in the intro to Real Housewives of Atlanta's, episode. Y'all know they always do the little intro where they're like, "Hi, my name is Nene Leakes. Success is my MO, and I know that doors are gonna open for me." You know that bullshit they have these bitches say. Okay, so I'm sitting there watching this per usual. By the way, Nene, every time I see her, and I know not everybody likes her, but the bitch be looking hella fly. Her hair with when she had it flipped up, combed back. I know not everybody liked that shit. I loved it. I thought it looked fly as fuck. But anyway, they start off with Nene. They go on to everybody. Cynthia never disappoints. Her ass, she be on point, okay? And her age, the fact that she is killing these hoes right now, okay? Anyway, so then we get to Kenya's ass last. Of course, they're gonna save that bitch for last. And she's like, "I know I'm always the wild card." And then you see her ass show up in some kind of G-string looking motherfucking thing, doing some posing and shit, talking about some, "You can always count on me to be the wild card." See, I didn't have a problem with that shit until I saw the rest of it. And I mean, literally her ass. I'm looking at her ass. Now, y'all know I really do have, I stare at her ass. And in that particular shot, the shit just looked all kinds of fucked up. Now, y'all know I have been going back and forth about whether I think the bitch got buckshots or some shit in the ass, just silicone injections, fat, whatever the fuck. I don't know, but that shit looks fake as fuck, especially, I don't know if y'all saw that, if anybody else beside myself tripped on that shit, but that right there made me stop. Look, Juice was like, wait. Rewind that shit. Like, we literally rewind that shit like 3-4 times. Then it went so fast, right? So here Juice go with a remote, talking about some, hey, hold up, let me show you how to do it. So he pressed the button so he can make it go slow motion, because I didn't know how to do that shit. Y'all, her shit, that bitch done stuffed some shit in her ass. I ain't never seen a booty that's naturally made like that God had created. When you came out the womb, your booty, when you grew up, your booty your shit just, she looked like her ass done swallowed a small child. That shit so damn big. We move on to Nene and Greg. Nene and Greg, they done had their little marriage or whatever. Now, I didn't recap the Nene show with her bridemaid. Yeah, and I said it just like she said it. If she ever in her life uses the word bridemaid one more time, I will cut a bitch. I'm not even playing. I didn't recap it because I was like, I'm just gonna wait for Real Housewives of Atlanta. But, I ended up seeing the actual, wedding or whatever. And beautiful wedding. Obviously they love each other or whatever on some real shit. The way she did it this time was kind of dope. She was kind of boss bitch with the shit. Having him sign a prenup. She had some success in between. And that motherfucker came out of pocket. Okay, when they done, split up for a little while. He came out of pocket, was on radio talking shit on her or whatever, talking about I made her and shit. So I get why she had him do that. Because in between all that time, she done, sowed some shit and got, sowed some oats and created a foundation and built herself up to whatever the fuck she's doing now. So it's cool. Plus, she's, the highest paid member on, I think, Real Housewives of Atlanta right now. She ain't got a, increase. Anyway, so they settling into married life well, okay? We got Portia, who's going through her stuff, right? Y'all, I know I gave her ass a hard ass time last year, and I'm starting to kind of see and understand a little bit more. And granted, this is only, you know, episode 1 of this new season, so my ass might get on that ass later on this season. But I'm not gonna lie, this particular episode, my black ass felt so fucking sorry for her. They show her talking to her half-sister. They're walking, and you know she's gonna go meet with her lawyer. They're talking about depositions and shit and whatever the fuck. They're gonna sit down and he's gonna answer some questions, and she's gonna be there to witness, and vice versa. And you know, she's still fighting for her damn marriage. She's like, look, if he's willing, you know, to work things out, if we start talking, I'm gonna make a list of things, and maybe we can go see a counselor, maybe she make this shit work. Woo woo wop wop. And you know, she's crying, and I just, you know, you can tell she's trying to be strong through the whole thing, but she's so sad and so depressed. I felt for the girl, you know what I'm saying? And can I just say real quick, sidebar right quick, Portia's hair, fierce, you heard me? I mean, the bitch looked bad with the lawyer, the straight hair, jet black. Then she had the curly jet black hair. It was like wavy and full, and it was gorgeous. I don't know how I feel about the, you know, the wavier one with the little brown streaks in it. It just looked like a wig that just was thrown on her head or whatever. Like they done threw it at her and shit, and just she went like this, and it just hit her on her head and shit. But the other 2 hairstyles that I've seen so far are dope as fuck. Like makeup and all. Fierceness, okay? So we move on to Cynthia and Peter, okay? So they show, you know, her at the Bailey agency, her little fashion studio place or whatever, and it looks like they're packing up. So my black ass just automatically assumed by default that she was closing up shop like it was a done deal. I didn't expect it to be that way. I didn't expect it to be long term either. You know what I'm saying? But I assumed that they were closing up. Turns out her Bailey agency is moving to a new warehouse that Peter done bought, okay? Now, here's the kicker with that shit. You would think that that would be a good thing. You know what I'm saying? The problem with that is Peter done bought this big ass warehouse right across the street from Bar One, you know, his restaurant that is supposedly failing, okay? And later on in the show, when they showed some of the recaps or whatever, you know, of what's to come in the season, they kind of already said his shit got fucked up. But I had already heard in the streets his shit was all fucked up at Bar One, although there's been a lot of events there and all kinds of shit. Anyway, the motherfucker goes and buys some big ass warehouse or whatever the fuck across the street from Bar One. Now here's the kicker. The motherfucker decides to tell Cynthia's ass he done bought the shit 6 months after he done bought the shit with his old Bar One failing ass self. Now here's what I have a problem with. Y'all motherfuckers is married, so the decisions that y'all make, whether it's a decision you decide you want to do, you need to talk to your wife about that shit. I wish a motherfucker would try to buy a motherfucking shit, pack of gum without telling my motherfucking ass. I wouldn't move my agency to not name building that he owns or purchased without letting my black ass know. Look, my ass would have kept the Bailey agency just where the fuck it was. Now maybe she decided to move because the rent was high or whatever the fuck, and you know, maybe her lease was up and was like, well shit, I don't want to pay lease, you know, and that makes sense. She decided to move there because she ain't gonna have to pay no rent. But my thing is, we gonna have some counseling, okay, going on. You buying shit without letting my black ass know. Then while they're trying to pack up her studio or whatever, Kenya Moore's old broke ass comes in talking about some, I'm back. I'm like, bitch. Now here's the thing. With all that stallion booty money, you would think that the motherfucker would invest in a makeup artist, because what I'm trying to figure out is how the fuck everybody else on the show looks flawless for the most part. Not everybody, we gonna get into that later, but everybody else looks flawless, but her damn makeup looked like she done shellacked that shit on. That motherfucker put that damn foundation on like this, with this motherfucking shit. Fuck a foundation brush. The bitch was like, give me that brush right there. Let me put that shit on. And the motherfucking foundation shade was fucking 6 shades darker than her shit. You don't know what color you are, motherfucker. I know we all have undertones and other colors in our skins. Hell, look, I got all kinds of shit in my skin, but damn, bitch, shit looks fucked up. Then she gonna talk about how she was, you know, getting evicted, because y'all know, if you guys follow the gossip blogs or whatever, she was getting evicted because she wasn't paying her bills and shit. Now my thing is, your ass had that stallion booty money. You done took Phaedra's shit and rolled with it, and you were supposed to be doing much better than her on Amazon or whatever the fuck. You done made some cash, so why the fuck ain't you paying your motherfucking bills? I'm just saying. But now you trying to play the victim, like everybody trying to put daggers in your back because that's your favorite line or whatever the fuck. Talking about some, you know, I just feel like people just didn't really reach out to me when I was going through what I was going through because I was getting illegally evicted. Bitch, if you don't pay your motherfucking bills and if you don't pay your motherfucking rent, That's what the fuck happened. Cynthia was like, please, okay, I got other fish to fry. Other motherfuckers had babies and shit. All the rest of the girls had their own problems. You know, Nene was getting married. She had a lot going on. And then Kenya's gonna talk about, and then, so Nene gonna prance around my ex-boyfriend. And hold up, the shit that had my black ass cracking up was the fact that Cynthia was like, what boyfriend? I was like, oh, bitch. That's what I'm talking about. Because I know I was like, what boyfriend? I done forgot about Walter, y'all. Then I was like, oh, that motherfucker, that fake ass motherfucking boyfriend you tried to set up to make look like you had some shit going on last motherfucking season so you could stay the fuck on. I mean, it worked. I'm just saying. So Cynthia gonna be like, what boyfriend? And Kenya's like, hello, Walter, talking about this motherfucker been trying to hurt me and all this kind of stuff, and I can't believe she would have him. It was like, look, motherfucker, you ain't been to the wedding. You were never at the wedding. Supposedly, she never even responded to Nene about even attending the wedding, which is rude as fuck, okay? You either say yay or nay, because that shit can be expensive, and I know, regardless of who was paying for it, the television station or whatever the fuck, you know, Bravo or whatever the fuck, at the end of the day, your ass didn't even respond, so does it really make a damn bit of difference? So Cynthia's like, man, I ain't gonna talk for Nene. You need to go ahead and take that up with her. Just come to my shit tonight and you guys can discuss that shit. So we move on to Miss Phaedra and Apollo, okay? Now they done had a new baby or whatever. She done called him Mr. President or whatever. And they done moved to Buckhead, which she now supposedly says, you know, she's, you know, in Buckhead, which is the 90210 of the South or whatever. Whatever the fuck. Either way, she's coming out with the baby and Apollo's ass is outside with some contractors. And I use that term loosely because this motherfucker goes outside, or he's outside all in his little white tee, you know, and his little wife beater, his white wife beater. And he's talking to the people working on in his house, talking about some, you know, we need to get some more manpower. I just felt like that whole thing was set up like, I promise you on everything I love, that motherfucker ain't touched not nail, not piece of wood, not bit of formica or whatever the fuck you have in your house, not a brick, not mortar, not a damn. Your ass ain't done shit in your house. Talk about something, we need some more manpower in your completely clean wife beater. Your ass ain't doing no kind of work if your wife beater, okay, is clean and crisp, okay? So she gonna come outside talking about some, when's this gonna be done? This house is under construction. When's the nursery's gonna be done? And whenever, whining like a motherfucker. I'm like, look, take the children, put a titty in the baby's mouth, and shut the fuck up. That's what I would have said if I was him. We trying to get this shit done. And again, I use that shit loosely. So we move on to Candy and Todd, right? Candy and Todd, you know, they're settled in the house or whatever. You know, Todd used to work for, I believe, Bravo, you know, behind the scenes. She done met him, they done fell in love, and they've been together for 2 years. Now he done put a ring on it, as Candy said. Now here's what I have a problem with. Everybody's hair looks decent. Everybody's hair is flawless, fly. She's the one who makes the most money, and her shit always and forever looks hella ratchet. The motherfucker has a straw set on that just looks like a motherfucking mop, a red mop. I promise you, on everything I love, the only time I saw her look decent in those shots that I done seen her in was when she was in the red wig that was flat iron straight. It was just bone straight. That was kind of cute. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd have rocked something like that. But whatever the fuck straw set that bitch got on right now, gots to go. She proceeds to talk to Todd, and they talking about the fact that, you know, I guess supposedly, you know, she's engaged right now, and I guess her mom's not a fan of Todd. Now, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. Last season when they were sitting on the bed, y'all remember this conversation? They were having a conversation about how, you know, she, you know, was thinking about, you know, prenups if they were to get married, and he was like, I ain't signing shit to the first. So you can try and take that prenup shit and take it on to somebody else, but my black ass ain't gonna sign it. Now, when I heard that shit, I thought that was fucked up as hell. He talking about something, I don't know why you would have me sign that shit when this is supposed to be forever. Motherfucker, divorces happen every motherfucking day, okay? So don't even try to get it twisted, okay? She done worked for whatever the fuck money she has, and the residuals on top of residuals that she has. She should not have to share them residuals she done worked for without your ass with you after the fact. You know what I'm saying? So I totally agree. Like, I pray to God she sticks to her guns like Nene did about having him sign a prenup, because he's still talking about he ain't gonna sign that shit, which I know was a red flag for her mama. But she's also revealed the fact, word on the street is that he's supposedly cheating on her, okay, with somebody else. So it's looking like from some of the shit we done seen at the end of the show that there's gonna be some other shit going down, and you know, she gonna straight pop off. So that's where we leave off with that. So we move on and we see Portia coming back from, the deposition with the lawyer and with Cordell's old bitch ass. And she's talking to her half-sister and her mama, which, by the way, sidebar on the mama, her mama is so motherfucking fierce. I was like, bitch. And then when she was doing her little preaching, I was like, if you don't tell her what's up with that bitch ass motherfucker. So anyway, so she's upset, she's crying, and talking about how he straight up was just blunt and honest about shit during the whole thing, okay? So she's upset, she's like, well, it's for real, this is what's gonna happen, it is what it is, now we finna divorce, and her mama just broke everything down. She talked about how when Portia done had a miscarriage, she was in the hospital for a week, and that bitch ass Cordell only came once to come visit, to see her. Who in the hell does that shit? If you love somebody, you ain't gonna come for no damn one time, and she's in the hospital for a motherfucking week. And then here's the kicker. Now y'all know I've been skeptical about Cordell's ass for a minute and a daggone half, and supposedly he likes the menses, okay? Now those rumors have been around for a long ass time, and I had insinuated that shit last season, that he seemed like like a little like he likes the menses, okay, based on those rumors, okay? Now what I thought was so cray-cray was that she straight up went ahead and let us all know without letting us all know, okay? Her mama was the first to bring that shit up. She was like, I'm just saying, I'm not just saying, but I'm just saying that motherfucker wanted you as a trophy on his motherfucking arm. And did he really want you for anything else but to just show you off and have you be the trophy wife, and that's it? And then Portia's gonna just confirm and solidify that was what was going down. Period, point blank. He didn't really seem like he wanted any of her, okay? And that there was some rumors going around that she confronted him with, and that he pacified the shit. She decided to trust him, but that she had been dealing with that shit in their relationship for a minute. So all the shit we done, speculated last season has pretty much, we can pretty much say that's, I'm not saying he's for sure, into menses. However, we can say that there was speculation of that shit going on in their relationship, and that she was very well aware of that shit too. Alright, so we go ahead and move on to the Cynthia Bailey agency shit. She has, to showcase the new building that she's so excited they done bought, and where she's finna move her agency. Alright, so everybody's there for the most part, even Kenya, is there, and Nene gets there, Kenya gets there, Nene's trying to avoid Kenya's ass, and Kenya's trying to look for that ass, okay? So they finally, come together, and yeah, so Kenya was ignored by Nene when she done walked up, like literally Nene looked right over her ass, and of course Kenya's like, hey skinny Minnie, trying to get her attention and shit, and just went all the way the fuck in about how, she felt like Nene wasn't there for her when she was getting illegally evicted, which, bitch, your ass was in court for that shit. So I don't know what the fuck illegally evicted means. You either paid your rent or you motherfucking didn't, but it's whatever. So yeah, they start talking, and of course, Nene, she's getting a little riled up. She's getting feisty. She was like, motherfucker, look, I'm finna go to the bathroom. I'm not fucking dealing with your motherfucking ass. I need to take a piss. And said, you want me to pee in your motherfucking glass? Now here's what I find so funny. Last season, Nene was totally different. I don't know if any of y'all peep game yet, okay? Because later on, at the end of the show, when they showed the previews for the rest of the season, you see Nene was all up in motherfuckers' faces, Kenya's face, doing all of this like she was a couple seasons ago. But when she got on the new normal and all that other motherfucker shit, the Donald Trump shit and all that other motherfucking shit, she started to get real bougie and brand motherfucking new. She wasn't having no kind of trouble with no motherfucking body. And all of a sudden, the new normal is canceled, and she's back in the ATL, getting settled right back into married life or whatever. And she's starting to pop off like she did back in the day. I find it kind of interesting that now, she kind of back to her roots, essentially, doing all this popping off at the mouth now that all that shit is gone. I'm just saying, I'm not saying there's no other opportunities that are not going to come her way. And that's no shade or hate. I just find it funny that all of a sudden she getting in people's asses now. So they continue on, and Cynthia's like, I don't feel feel the love, they tripping and yada yada, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. Of course, Nene tries to exit stage right so that she could get the fuck out of there. And of course, Kenya brings up how Nene done invited Walter, and Nene's talking about some Greg likes Walter. So I don't know what the fuck the problem is. And then old girl's gonna be like, Kenya gonna be like, so did you invite Cordell's ass? And I'm like, why would you bring that up to begin with? That's a whole nother type of situation. That you can't even compare the two. That's divorce and a marital situation. And your ass was pretty much trying to get a motherfucker to pose as your boyfriend last season so you could have a place on the motherfucking show. Because they asked you to have a relationship. Let's be real about that shit. That was the stipulation or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, basically that's the gist of the motherfucking show. Because there, after they show some of the previews of what the fuck is to come, y'all, there's so much shit that's gonna be on this motherfucking season, just like Love and Hip Hop New York, which by the way, if you haven't seen it, like I said, go watch that shit because it will have your ass in tears, cracking the fuck up, okay? Because it's crazy pandemonium on that show too. There's so much going on. Andy's ass was popping off at the end. I was like, oh, boy. I was looking like, okay, all kinds of Portia's finna have a little, you know, wild time. That's what it looks like. At least that's what they want us to think, you know. Then Nene getting all in Kenya's face, and then what's her name? Candy getting all hyped and on some other shit, and Christopher Williams' ass is in there. I don't know if y'all peeped. He was at the little party for Cynthia Bailey. At least Juice, that's what he said it was. I mean, he don't look the same, you know, or whatever. But supposedly he's there, and he's in some of the previews too. I mean, look, this season's finna be off the chain, and we gonna recap that motherfucker too. So be prepared, like I said, with Love and Hip Hop. Be prepared to get these recaps for Real Housewives of Atlanta as well. And they're going to be separate. So every time we get a new episode, we're going to do a new recap for both shows. So November's going to be a whole hell of a lot of fun. So rock with me here, okay? If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Get on that shit. Hit thumbs up if you like seeing these recap videos. And let me know your thoughts down below of anything that you saw or you know about whatever, gossip-wise or whatever with regard to the show. You already know we got Love and Hip Hop tonight, which I gotta watch. Today is Monday, so I'm gonna watch that tonight. Be expecting a Love and Hip Hop New York recap this week as well, sometime this week. And yeah, man. Oh yeah, if you haven't checked out my newest foundation first impression video, you really need to do that. I will also link that shit down below. It's the new Marc Jacobs Genius Gel Foundation. It's off the motherfucking chain, and I'm not kidding. You're gonna be floored, okay? And you already know what to do. As always, follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/Socialite Sande. Hit me up on my Facebook fan page or my Pinterest page. Those links are down below. Hit me up on my blog, TheSocialiteLife.blogspot.com, and hit me up on Instagram at Socialite Sande. And you already know I love y'all, and I will see y'all in the next video. Love y'all. Bye. And I'm just lightly putting it on. I really didn't need a lot, actually.